Hello, good afternoon, and we're down at the Black Cultural Archives in Brixton today. We're joined by Sonia Meggie. I'm Dan Dusil.
I'm Mike Lancaster. We're from Networth and Chill, which is the entrepreneurs and professionals organisation where we like to get professionals and creative minds together. We do networking events, and we've been running for about 12 months now. 12 months. We've got the last event, and the next event coming up next Tuesday on
the 30th.
Yeah,
it's the 30th. That's right,
of October. It's just the end of Black History Month as well, so it's all coincides. And we've got one of our guest speakers in the house today. We're going to do a short interview just to let you know who's coming down and who she is, a little bit more about her and what she's going to offer to the attendees on the night. So, without further ado, can we introduce to you the lovely Sonia Meggie, from the founder of Inspirational You. Hello, Sonia.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Hi, Mike. Hi, Dan.
It's good firm handshake.
It's a pleasure to be here, and it's great to connect with you both properly in person as well.
This is true, yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, and as you said, it's October, it's Black History Month, and it's so important that we look at ways in which we can showcase and bring together those within our community, and what greater place to hold this conversation than here in Brixton at the Black Cultural Archives.
Absolutely, it's a perfect location. So let's get cracking. Sonia, so who is Sonia Meggie? Tell us, who are you? What do you do?
Well, I wear many hats. The most important hat is that I'm a mum, so I have a 14-year-old teenager.
You've got a 14-year-old?
I do. So I'm very blessed. I have my 14-year-old. But alongside that, I also run a social enterprise called Inspirational You, and I've been running that now for the last 8 years. And as part of Inspirational You, I bring together entrepreneurs and senior leaders to inspire Black professionals, young people and women. I'm really passionate about ensuring that we provide opportunities to be able to open doors for those who want to progress their career. But the only way we can do that is by having the right contacts to be able to do so. I also, as part of my day job, I work in diversity, so I work with large companies looking at what they can do to improve, increase and promote those within the organisations who come from an ethnic minority background here in the UK. I also work alongside women and support organisations to look at what they're doing around the whole wellbeing and inclusion piece. And more recently, over the last 2 years, I've also just started an accessories company. So I sell jewellery that comes predominantly from West Africa, and accessories that come from West Africa, because I'm really passionate about looking at ways in which I can empower and ensure that women who come from the continent of Africa have an income for themselves.
West Africa?
Ghana.
Okay.
Predominantly Ghana. Yeah.
I've not had a chance to get over to Ghana. I've been Gambia.
Gambia is wonderful. Ghana's a must as well, and I think that again, if we are to start really thinking about opportunities and looking at where there's space for growth, we do have to start thinking about what we can do on the continent and how we can tap into the resources there, but also looking at what we can bring to the table, because what we have in the West is often a brain drain. So that's where we've left the countries of our origin, but we haven't been able to go back and put in what is lacking, and most of the time is talent and resource, and here we are. So we always have to look at what we can do to ensure that we're building up the countries that we also.
Personally, I've experienced that from coming from a Black West African family. My grandfather's from Sierra Leone, so going back over there and seeing the poverty, and that's kind of going over there. It's something that we need to bring to the forefront with the young community over here. It would be good to
maybe bring a Networth and Chill over to the West Africa, to like connect sort of English businesses with African businesses and such like. So that's great. That sounds really promising and inspirational.
Yeah, well, there's a massive movement, and when you already have the culture around you, you've got a much easier opportunity to be able to do so. And just speaking of Sierra Leone, a country that has over 28 minerals levels, yet there's poverty.
Wow.
So it makes absolute
crazy,
sense. So it's really important that...
it's unbelievable. And it's such a beautiful country
as
well.
Yeah.
I believe they're not doing nothing with tourism yet, but hopefully, you know, with us sharing the word, we get to sort of help to sort of do things like this.
But that's what you get to do via Networth and Chill, because people come from so many different backgrounds, and everyone that comes along, they are doing different things in different ways. So this is a great opportunity to be able to explore what can be done, not just here, but what we can do globally. So you'll see very quickly how organically those that come along to the event will then hopefully come back in a year's time and say, just off the back of connecting with this person, I was then able to go on and we're now doing this. So this is the power of networking, and the power of you using what you have to be able to just resource those that don't know to just take that leap.
To network. So you have a company, the two companies, Inspirational You, Funky and Chunky. Is these lovely earrings?
No, these are not. But this is my point. This is my weakness. So I know, and that's how the business came about. Because a few years ago, I looked in my box, and I say literally a box, and I realised that I had quite a lot of jewellery, and it wasn't good, because when the box couldn't close, I realised that my weakness, my weakness was then encroaching on my space within my room, and my storage was being filled with jewellery. And whenever I would go out, people would always ask me, "Oh, that's beautiful, where did you get that from? Or can you get me one?" Or when I travel, I always try and bring something back. And then I thought, well, actually, there's something so powerful about the way that you feel because of what you are wearing. And people respond so differently because of what you are wearing as well. And one of the things that happens to women, particularly in the winter and in colder countries and colder climates, is that we often morph into darker colours. So we morph into wearing the blacks and the greys and the greens.
I've noticed that.
And so,
I'm not a fan of it.
No, and I love colour, and colour makes you feel different, and people respond differently to you. So you've automatically picked up on the earrings, and it becomes a conversation piece. And it's just that it just makes us all respond differently. So I love the fact that via jewellery and accessories, the interaction that people have is significantly different. But also there's a movement and a meaning behind the jewellery that I have. So they're knowing that I'm impacting those who are making them for me, but also that when those who are then wearing it are interacting with others, people are responding to them so much more differently than they would if they were just morphed in just a dark colour, because you just wouldn't recognise or see them. So it's a way to allow them to feel empowered, but also it just allows for a different way to engage. So the jewellery slogan is empowering through fashion, because it does it both ways, empowering women because you feel differently because of what you're wearing, but also those that I'm working with, knowing that I'm able to ensure that there's a steady income for them, their children, and ensuring that more importantly we are educating and empowering girls moving forward.
The local Ghanaian women, fantastic. That's great. And so you're a mum, a businesswoman. How do you juggle that? That must be crazy. Are you full-time both?
Well, everything is a juggle when you have children, because often childcare responsibilities will often fall on mum, and I think it's a societal thing, particularly here again, because it's interesting that schools or hospitals will automatically assume that it'll be mum if baby's not well or child isn't well. And by default, you naturally have to work out how you're going to juggle and manage childcare. And one of the things that I'm very blessed with is having a very supportive support network by my family, my friends. And because I've always been quite proactive, I've always been able to garner the support, and I'm grateful to everybody that supported me to be able to do all that I need to do. And one of the things that we as women have to learn very quickly is how we manage our workload, but more importantly, how we manage that work-life balance. And one of the things that I've been trying to do with Inspirational You over the last few years is bring in a conversation that's focused very much on well-being, because we really have to be thinking that success isn't just about the money we have in the bank, or success isn't the title that we have because of the organisation that we work with. Actually, success is what goes on in here and in here. Because increasingly what we are seeing is those who we think have everything actually have nothing, because then they often feel quite lonely, quite isolated, or they don't have the opportunity to be able to offload to anyone. So success for me is very much about making sure that I'm trying to balance everything as best I can, but that those around me are benefiting from everything that I achieve and that I do and that I have access to.
Sure.
Because one of the things that we always have to remember as we climb that ladder of quote-unquote success is that it's a ladder. And as quickly as you've climbed up that ladder, someone can shake that ladder or you can fall. And as you climb that ladder, naturally people will gravitate towards you and the asks will become increasingly more. And then you have to weigh up how you manage that ask.
Sure.
And if you do not manage that ask well, there are people that are focused on and looking at how they can often shape that ladder to ensure that you come down. As you climb, it's so important that you think about, remember and acknowledge everybody that has supported you, but look down that ladder and look at who you're pulling up with you.
Yeah, because on the climb, I think first and foremost, for me, you have to look after your unit, look after your circle, and first and mostly look after yourself, because if you are not in the position or healthy enough mind and physically to pull people up, then everyone around is going to suffer.
Your mental health and your well-being plays a big factor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So great. That makes you quite unique. You do mentoring as well, is that correct?
Yeah. So I mentor others. It's been interesting because one of the things that I was focused on this year was being able to formally mentor two people. And the issue with mentoring is that you also have to be very clear about what that relationship means, being very clear about what the role is of the mentor and the mentee, looking at the duration of that mentoring relationship, and also ensuring that you deciphered the difference between being a mentor and a business advisor or a business coach, because some people will want you to mentor them because of the access that you have to others, which is great, because if you have contacts, it doesn't make sense to sit on them if other people are not able to benefit. But you also have to make sure that you maintain the relationships that you have, and that when you are opening up your networks to your mentees, that your mentees fully appreciate and value what they've then got access to. So mentoring others for me is very much about ensuring that that legacy continues. So my life and all that I do, and when I'm gone, I hope that no matter what happens, it will carry on and that there is legacy. And one thing that we must not have and we must not focus on is me. It's always about we. And if we are progressing, then our children will progress, and our children will then adapt that same mindset, and there will always be this philosophy of paying it forward. So mentoring for me and those that I support and work alongside is very much about, well, if you grow, we grow, and if we grow, he and she and they grow. So it's very much about ensuring that it's an organic relationship, and it isn't just about one-to-one, it's about one-to-three.
That's powerful.
What do you think our attendees at our event would gain from coming and sort of meeting with yourself and us?
Everyone that comes along next week Tuesday, hopefully it isn't about what they gain from us, but what they gain from everybody. It's very much about the energy that they bring and that we all bring. One of the things that I'm really focused on and really passionate about, as I said, is just growth. It's about growth and it's about progression. And if we look at most businesses and if we look at most small business owners, we often do not actually see the struggle. And most of the businesses that I know, it's run by one or two people. These are the kind of SMEs.
Solopreneurs.
And exactly. And what they don't get enough of is access and the opportunity to be able to communicate with others, because they are just on their grind on their own. And you are accountant, you are a marketing person, you are you are fundraiser, you are everything, you are the face. And that space and time to be able to just switch off and just listen and learn is something that they want. So at least this will be a fantastic opportunity for them to be able to do that. It's about learning other skills, getting tips from myself and CK and Fiona, hearing about our different backgrounds, but remembering more importantly that we are all just human.
Sure.
And sometimes, regardless of the title or perceived success that we have, we have all had to work really hard to achieve the things that we have achieved, but are still achieving.
Definitely.
So it's, you know, my philosophy for everybody, no matter who I meet or when I meet them, is don't ask, don't get.
Absolutely.
So
don't ask, the answer's always no, isn't it?
Precisely. Even if the answer is no,
yeah,
it just wasn't for you.
this is what I
believe.
yeah.
So
keep it moving.
if people can't assist or support you or get behind you, then they weren't for you, and there's a reason why that energy wasn't for you. And hopefully these are things that those that come along on Tuesday can start to pick up and decipher.
Sure.
But more importantly, you know, it's about coming with your pen and your paper and thinking about, what do I want next? Am I where I want to be? When I look at my 5-year plan, am I achieving that? If I don't have a 5-year plan, what do I need to start to do in the next 12 months to think about what is next? As I think about where I'm at within the next year, am I really ticking off goals, or am I just existing? If anybody in my family needed me to support them to do anything, am I in a position to be able to do so? What does my tomorrow look like? So this is about you asking those questions of yourself, getting support from us, and it's not support, it's also guidance and insights, but then thinking about, I have pretty much 2 months left of 2018.
Yeah, it's the last quarter.
What am I going to do that is going to have an impact and be able to change my life?
Absolutely.
And changing your life isn't just about the income that you take, but changing your life is different things. It can well be about health, changing your diet, thinking about what you're reading, thinking about who you are listening to, thinking about your routines, thinking about what you want to study. What are you going to do to improve yourself? So next week is very much about you coming along and thinking about next steps, self-improvement, self-growth, thinking about how you can upskill yourself, thinking about the things that you want to change and what you're going to do to make that happen.
That's fantastic, yeah. Because the last one we did have in September last month, it was great. We had a room full of positive minds, and everyone was like, you know, getting network. I made a few connections myself.
As you must.
And you know, even the events that we've been going over the last month, you know, oddly enough, we bumped into you and invited you along. So
exactly, and that was off another event, I think. That we were invited to, and then we ended up in
it does really work. Your, as they say, your network is your net worth. You know, so it's not who you know who knows you and who you talk to elevate you and bring you up. So we're gonna ask.